Hi, I'm Matt Steinmetz, and I'm Craig Alexander's High Performance Director and Bike Fitter, and I'm here with his new bike for the race this year, the S-Works Specialized S-Works Shiv. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about some of the things we've done this year to the bike. The big differences in this bike fit is we're now able to ride a saddle position that's a little bit further, so he's roughly 2.2 centimeters in front of the bottom bracket. And we've also brought the bars down a little bit, roughly a centimeter, and by doing so, to make sure his hip angle is still nice and open so we don't compromise anything in the run or compromise his ability to produce power, we've actually gone to shorter cranks this year, and we've been riding 167.5 since Ironman Coeur d'Alene. As you'll notice, things are quite a bit different setup for Craig, other than the obvious. We had gone to the wind tunnel this year to really work on optimizing and figuring out, what we can do to reduce the energy required, to reduce drag on the bike. Last year, Craig would use a rear hydration system with very tall, I think they were 24-ounce bottles that stuck up pretty high, that when the wind would come off his back would actually act as a wall. And it's not bad for everyone, but because Craig rides so far forward on the saddle, there's a big gap in between there. Obviously on the bike, you're better off having hydration rather than risking a narrow setup and not having anything to drink. And so you'll notice we have a water bottle underneath the saddle, which we found in the wind tunnel to cause, it's basically invisible. Also, the new Specialized bike has this fuel lodge where we have an internal bladder into the frame, where he's able to use the front bottle between the arms as a filler on the fly. So really, with this setup, adding a bottle to the bike normally is gonna add drag to the bike, but the setup we have here, we're looking at little to no drag by the addition of hydration. Now he's got his trusty Physique Arione tri-saddle that he uses, so that's really not changed. Again, he's using his Shimano Di2. One of the new things that we're using in the front end here is we have the Shimano Pro Missile Evo bar with integrated stem. One of the big things in choosing this bike was it had to fit properly, and we weren't going to make that change unless we knew that we could achieve the exact same setup. So this setup you see here, as far as his fit coordinates, so saddle, bars, is exactly the same as what he rode in Vegas. Most TT or tri-bike companies are making UCI legal bikes, meaning that the tube shapings have to meet a 3-to-1 ratio. This bike here is specifically for triathletes, so they kind of threw out the 3-to-1 ratio, and they were able to make tube shapes that normally you weren't able to make. So the big thing that I like about this is not only is it aerodynamic, but they really paid attention to yaw angles. So what yaw angles are, it's basically the direction of the wind, and we very rarely see straight on headwind. So in Kona, and in real life, we're normally seeing I'd say 7 to 15 degrees of yaw, maybe a little bit more, a little bit less. And this bike, the way it was designed is to really perform great and propel the rider to almost reduce a lot of drag at those specific yaw angles. What you see here is Craig's training setup. We're going to be polishing off a few different things here. He's obviously going to put his Shimano race wheels on there. We're going to run a C75 rear and a C50 front with his Continental tires. So there you have it. That's Craig Shiv. Everyone tune in on Saturday to see how the race goes.